Hey, how you doing there? Um, the Predator 3500s that I had, that I enjoyed putting the videos together on for the paralleling kit and the gravity feed system, ended up selling those to a longtime friend of mine. Um, he liked them, liked the setup. Also has a fifth wheel and is going to be using those for that. Um, he has a place in Tennessee that he goes down to visit a family, and they don't have any hookups, but lots of property, but no power. So he's going to give that a whirl down there, and I think he's going to like them a lot. But they, I ended up selling them because we were downsizing. We sold our house, got a smaller house, and decided that once the dust settled from all of that, we were going to go ahead and buy a Predator 9500. Uh, though hadn't set the date or anything. We just needed to get into the new house, get things settled. Um, we've started an outage. We started an outage, so I'm working nights, and this is important because when I woke up, my wife told me that I needed to move my truck because the next door neighbor needed to move their mow their lawn. Our vehicles are parked over across the street because we're having concrete pads poured for parking spots. So we're waiting for the concrete to show up. And of course, there's no other place to park, so we're across the street. So I get my keys and walk across the street, and in the bed of the truck is a Predator 9500. My wife went out while I was sleeping and bought it, put it in the truck, and said, surprise. Uh, that's pretty nice surprise. Thanks, hon. So I got it unboxed and got it into the shed, and shortly thereafter it was time to go to work. So had a chance to pull out the instruction manual, take a look at that, and I've gone onto the YouTube and looked at some of the videos that have been put on about it and paralleling that with another unit. I don't think I'm going to have to do that with this. But I'm going to focus on a couple of different things. One will be using it with an RV, but also using it for your house. Now, I moved into a manufactured home. We ordered one, had it custom made in Leola, Pennsylvania by Skyline Homes, and I'm never doing anything like this before. I didn't know what to expect, but we're saving a good deal of money on a monthly basis by making this move, and we're getting closer to retirement. It just seems to make sense. So after several delays with COVID and materials and whatever, it arrived, and wow, that we're in it now, and it looks beautiful. Everything in it has everything that we wanted to have in it. We're really happy with it. So I won't include video or pictures with that here, but we'll concentrate on the generator. Anyway, I had a cutover switch put into the panel so that when we lose power, it automatically switches over to the breaker for the generator, which I'll have housed outside. But it will also be accessible, so I can load it into my truck should we go boondocking. The only drawback is that the generator is about 250 pounds. That's pretty heavy. And in order for me to get it into a position in the truck where it's going to be out of the way, I actually have to get my fifth wheel hitch out of the way and then put the generator in front of the hitch of the bed. Of course, you're really going to need an 8-foot bed to do that in order to have the clearance in front of your hitch. Luckily, I do, and a common thing that I do with my fifth wheel is I pull the pins from the bed rails, and then I use the hydraulic lift of the fifth wheel to just lift the hitch right out of the bed. And I'll leave the hitch suspended off the kingpin and do what I have to do. I've got reference points in my rear view mirror as I back up that I line the kingpin up on. So provided I'm sitting in the same spot in the driver's seat and looking in the rear view mirror, I can line everything up. And usually pretty much in the first try. I get the hitch lined up in the bed rail, so I can just set that back in, or close enough that I can go ahead and release the hitch, get into the bed, drop it into the rails, put the pins in, and be good to go. So once the generator is in there, if we go to a place where there's no power, we're going to use that generator. I'll do the same thing. Pins get pulled, lift the hitch out of the bed, and then position the generator in the bed, or with ramps bring it down out of the bed. So but it's getting a little busy in there. We'll see what happens with that. In any case, I got a nice generator, capable generator, good clean power, and I'm looking forward to giving that a whirl. So I'll be doing some videos on getting it set up and running. I have noticed some pointers, and I'm going to be checking for some of the things we looked at before: heat, airflow, performance, what kind of runtime I can get out of it for different applications. So if you subscribe to the channel, thanks, great. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate the few questions I've gotten. I'm by no means an expert, but I certainly like getting into things and learning what they do, how they do things, and how to keep things maintained. So there you go. All right, off we go.